Hi besties, how are you? Look at this beauty. I made it just in a few minutes using mostly Dollar Tree items. Would you like to see how? Let's do it.
Grab the Dollar Tree reef ring and some paint. Actually, Walmart got the paint cheaper than Dollar Tree. I picked blue and white. First, I give it 2 coats of the white paint on both sides. And then with a pencil, I mark 2 sections to be painted blue. One at the top and one at the bottom. And, I just eyeball it, then use my pencil width as a guide, more or less, and paint those sections there. And I think I give it only 1 coat of the blue paint. You're going to have to wait a couple minutes, though, before you flip it on the other side. This is how it looks, and any imperfections we will cover with the nautical rope. You get your rope at a Dollar Tree, and you need just a little bit. Glue it in the back, hold it down, and wrap it around 3 times. Real tight, one right next to the other. And then cut it at an angle, just how the rope goes, and glue it again in the back. We are going to repeat this 3 more times at each blue end. Let me show you. Looks so cute, right? And repeat the same thing at the bottom. Real simple, nice and neat, right? I love it. And you really don't need to do much more here, but if you have any seashells, or I actually have 3 nice starfish that I think I will add on the side. I got these at a Dollar Tree last year. Too bad I haven't seen them this year though. So cute. Yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Feel free to add some netting or more seashells if you like. This time I'm going for less is more because it's a gift for my sister and I know that's what she likes. To make a hanger, we are going to use a U-pin and half of a pipe cleaner. Fold your pipe cleaner in half, close it at the bottom, and attach it at the top of your reef in the back. Just make a small loop so it doesn't show too much from the front. And then we are going to use the pin. Actually, this pin is a bit too long. I don't want it to go through. I'm going to dip the ends in hot glue and insert it into my reef ring. And when it dries, it's a nice and secure hanger. Just like that, we created a beautiful nautical reef for under $5. One last step that I did was Mod Podge the whole thing to protect it from the outdoor elements.
Simple yet so pretty, right?
My sister decorated her backyard beautifully, and I would say this wreath is a cherry on top. She even got a brand new gazebo with a sitting area. Of course, we have to test it out. You know what's missing here? A chandelier. And I just got this solar light bulb at a Dollar Tree the other day. I think it would be perfect. Grab a hanging basket from the Dollar Tree, as well as some nautical rope and seashells that you might have collected on the beach. The first step is optional, but since my sister has some white chalk paint, I decide to paint the basket white. And of course, my cute little niece is so excited to help me. And it doesn't have to be perfect at all. It's okay if some black is showing because we are going for this distressed weathered look. I think this is enough. I'm hanging it outside to dry, and now we are going to unravel the rope. We are going to use these strings like this to hang our seashells, and let's see how long we want it. Maybe about 18 inches. Cut two pieces so that way you're gonna have maybe one longer, one shorter, and we are going to have 6 hangings, okay? We are going to glue seashells to these strings. So let's see what kind of seashells we have.
This is a normal seashell.
Oh. Do you hear anything?
Yeah. That goes in a big pile.
Okay. How did you call me before, Eleni?
Boss!
Am I the boss of this project?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
So Eleni did a great job sorting out seashells by different types. So now I can see what I'm working with here.
What are all these stickers on me? When did you do that?
The number box.
I like it.
You look so cute.
Thank you, sweetie. They're all over.
Yep.
So first we pick 6 seashells that we glued to the tips of the strings. And I put a lot of hot glue in each seashell because I want to make sure that it stays glued in the hot sun. And Gorilla Glue sticks are best for this project, I would say. Then we picked another type of seashell and we glue it 2 inches above the first one. These hangings are starting to look cute, yet they are one-sided. And you know how wind is going to be turning them around? How about we glue the second set in the back and make these beautiful all the way around, just like this. What do you think? Let's try it. I think this is much better. You know, no matter which way it's gonna turn, it's gonna look nice. So now let's find a matching one for the shell above. You know, more or less you have to find a similar size. So Eleni wanted to help with gluing the seashells, but the hot glue is too dangerous. We looked around the house and we found this Dollar Tree box, so we painted it and decided to glue the seashells on top. First we found this unusual shell. I thought it was perfect for like a handle on top, so I glued that for her. And I thought she could glue the seashells to the top using the Mod Podge. So I let her paint with the Mod Podge and apply the different seashells and sea glass as she wished. And that kept her occupied for another half an hour or so. I was able to finish up the whole thing. So if you like to craft with your children or grandchildren, I highly recommend a project like that. It was so much fun. We put it outside to dry, and I'm gonna show you a final result when I'm done, okay? So all my 6 hangings are done, double-sided, and we found these $10. These are from the Dollar Tree last year. I haven't seen them this year. Let me know if you did. But the way I decided to add these was just to tie a knot and then thread the $10 through the string, okay? So it stays on there. And I used the longer strings for these $10. And I glue in the string in the back at the top over there. Press it down to dry, and let's do 2 more. Okay, so this is what we got so far, guys. And some of these strings are longer, some are shorter. So let me just show you how I envision this. And I really wanted to add 3 starfish to the other 3 strings. Unfortunately, we could not find them in any of our local stores. So for now, this is all we have. But hopefully when we find them, we add more, okay? And that's what you guys do too, you know? I'm sure you have all different types of seashells that you could display here. For now, we are going to add the light bulb. And I was thinking to put it on the inside, but it's a little tall. So I decided to tie some strings. And let me show you how I'm gonna do this. So first I thread the bulb and I'm going to tie it to the basket. And at first I tried to do it on the inside. Let me show you why this wouldn't work out. As you see, it's just a bit too tall. Tie a double knot. And then I try to tie that rope across, but since the bulb is a bit too tall, it just wouldn't stay in place. So I decide to attach it from the outside. Let me show you in a minute. Pass it down, and now when you thread to the hanger, it stays perfectly in there. And now you can tie your string directly across. Okay, and now we are going to thread the second one crisscross. All right, nice balanced out chandelier, right? We can cut off the excess strings now. I think we can embellish this chandelier a little bit. Eleni calls these unicorn horns. How about we glue these on the sides? I think these unicorn horns are perfect here. While at it, you might want to reinforce your knots over there. Just add a dab of hot glue to make sure that the rope doesn't unravel on you later, okay? So add your embellishments all the way around. And one thing that bothers me is how shiny that bulb is at the top. You know, that screw part? I think I have to touch it up with some chalk paint. You know, there's a solar battery at the top, so of course you want to leave that intact. But that silver part, definitely too shiny for the rustic chandelier that I have here. Much better now. And now we can attach our seashell hangings. And you know, there's 3 chains holding your basket, so you can just space out your hangings in between. That's why I did 6. You can do 6 or 9, up to you, you know, depending how many seashells you have. I think it's a great way to display your collection. Okay, so I tied the 3 longer strings exactly underneath the chains, so that way I know they'll be balanced out. And then the shorter ones I'll do in between each. Okay, and now the shorter ones in between. Let me see. Yeah, I think that will work. I wish we had the starfish at the top of these, but you know what? Once I find them and attach them, I'll probably do a little follow-up just to show you how it looks. Or you can make your own and send me your pictures. That'll be great too. As you can see, there's room for many more over here. So if you have a large seashell collection, I think you can make a beautiful creation. But I hope you like this idea and you're gonna make it your own. In the end, I'm adding a dab of hot glue at the end of each knot that we just tied to make sure that all of the strings stay in place. And final touch, adding a few more seashells at the top of each string over there going across. Ready to see how it looks outside? We are going to hang it up, and if you like the idea, please give me some seashell emojis. Little windy. I'm gonna have my nephew hang it for us up there. And what do you think? Sometimes I see those seashell chandeliers or wind chimes at Home Goods, and they cost so much money. You can make your own for just a few dollars, and it's such a fun project to do with your children. And here's Eleni jewelry bags, almost dry. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, besties. And Eleni, do you want your auntie to add a little cherry on top? I'm thinking we could finish up the edge with some nautical rope. We have leftover. We haven't even used up the whole rope for all these projects today. I see one more piece of a beautiful sea glass. How about we attach it here on front? And again, this was such a fun project to do. You know, this is done mostly by Eleni on her own. She is just 4 years old. But if you wanted to try it yourself, you could cover up the sides, make it real neat. And this could be a beautiful gift for somebody special, don't you think? Eleni calls it a treasure box, and we made a treasure map, and we had so much fun hunting for treasure all over her backyard.
What do you guys got? Look at all the jewels. Wow.
They got me this.
Check out our treasure map. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's in here? Show her the mermaid tail too. This is nice.
Treasure? Mom? Treasure?
It's a skull. This is like from Ireland. Wow.
Mom, they got me this for me?
Yeah.
My sister is my best friend. She will always be my best friend.
I follow you into the park, through the jungle, through the dark.